If you're anything like me, you do not just play open-world games, you move in. I love the kind of map where you set one goal, then get distracted by a cave, a weird landmark, or a random stranger with a problem. These 10 games are the ones that always pull me off the main path, in the best way. Let's get into it. Whenever I jump back into The Witcher 3, I tell myself I will do one quick quest, and then 3 hours disappear. Velen feels dirty and real, Novigrad feels loud, and Skellige makes me stop just to watch the sea. What hooks me is how every detour turns into a story, not busy work. You track a monster, talk to villagers, and suddenly you are dealing with curses, politics, and messy choices. Riding Roach down a random road is basically an invitation for trouble, in the best way. I also love that the combat rewards prep, oils, potions, and signs, not just button mashing. And yes, I still get distracted by Gwent every single time. On handheld, it is wild to have that whole world in my bag, and the music alone can pull me into one more contract before bed. Hogwarts Legacy is the kind of open world that makes my inner kid grin. The castle is a maze of moving stairs, secret doors, and little details that feel straight out of the books. I can spend an entire session just wandering classrooms, finding hidden chests, and listening to random students gossip. Then you step outside and the map opens up with Hogsmeade, spooky forests, and ruined hamlets that actually reward curiosity. Flying on a broom is the real magic for me. You spot a tower on a hill, land, solve a quick puzzle, and end up chasing another mystery nearby. Combat is snappy once you learn your spell wheel, and mixing spells together feels like building your own style. It is comfort food exploration, with surprises tucked everywhere. I always take the long way just to see what glows. Red Dead Redemption is my go-to open world when I want that classic Western vibe. I will ride into a town for ammo, and then I am helping a stranger, chasing a thief, or getting pulled into a shootout I did not plan. The map feels big because the spaces between missions have their own personality. You can hunt, play poker, or just follow a river until it leads to something weird. I love how the game nails that lonely road feeling, with coyotes in the distance and a sunset that makes you slow down. Even the simple stuff, like taming a horse or clearing a gang hideout, feels like a small story. It is not about rushing. It is about living in the ride. Every time I think I am done, I find another job that surprises me. No Man's Sky is the ultimate Lost in Space game for me. I can log in with a plan to upgrade my ship, and I end up landing on 3 random planets because the colors look cool. One world has glowing mushrooms, the next has crazy storms, and the next is basically a peaceful postcard. The loop is simple but addictive. Scan creatures, mine resources, craft gear, and keep pushing farther. What I like most is the freedom to set my own pace. Some nights I am doing missions and fighting pirates, other nights I am just building a base and naming weird animals. Even flying from orbit down to the ground feels smooth and satisfying. If you want an open world with no edges, this is it, and it keeps surprising me. I discover something new before I quit. Grand Theft Auto, the trilogy, is like a time machine for open-world chaos. I know these games have rough edges, but I still love hopping in and just causing a little trouble for an hour. Each city has its own flavor. The neon vibe, the gritty streets, the sunny coast. I usually ignore the main missions at first and just learn the map, grabbing a fast car, listening to the radio, and seeing what happens. The fun is in the tiny stories you create, like barely escaping a police chase, or finding a weird jump that launches you onto a rooftop. There's also something satisfying about slowly taking over the city with money, property, and new toys. If you grew up with these, getting lost again feels oddly cozy. I still have favorite shortcuts burned into my brain.
Watch it, bitch.
Breath of the Wild is the game that made me trust my own curiosity again. Hyrule does not point at everything with loud icons, it just shows you a mountain and dares you to climb it. I will see a strange rock circle, a smoke trail, or a ruin in the distance, and my plan instantly changes. Movement is the secret sauce. Climbing, gliding, shield surfing, it all makes traveling feel like play. Even the quiet moments hit, like cooking by a campfire while rain taps the grass. The world is full of little rewards, shrines, Korok puzzles, and surprise battles that keep you alert. I love how experiments actually work because the physics are consistent. If you want to get lost in a world that respects your imagination, this is my number one. Fast travel feels wrong. I walk. Kingdom Come: Deliverance is the open world I pick when I want to roleplay a normal guy, not a chosen hero. You start off weak, broke, and a little clueless, and the world does not care. That is what makes it so easy to get lost. You have to learn swordplay, archery, and even basic survival, and every improvement feels earned. Riding between villages in the countryside is weirdly calming, until you hear bandits in the trees. Towns feel lived in, with noisy taverns, dirty streets, and people who react to how you dress and behave. I love doing small jobs like delivering a message or helping a blacksmith, because they make the setting feel real. It is slower and more grounded than most open worlds, and that difference is the whole appeal. If you mess up, consequences follow.
Unpredictability is the key. Never repeat yourself. Nice. Fine. Fine. Fine.
Skyrim is the definition of getting distracted, and I mean that as a compliment. I will head toward one quest marker, then a dragon attacks, then I see a cave, then a stranger asks for help, and my whole night is gone. The world is packed with little stories, from haunted houses to hidden Daedric shrines, and it always feels like there is something over the next ridge. I love the sense of scale when you climb a snowy peak and look down at the valleys. Your build can be whatever you want: stealth archer, battle mage, heavy armor tank, and the game never judges you. Even today, the music hits that adventure nerve in my brain instantly. If you want an open world that lets you write your own legend, Skyrim still delivers. I can replay it and smile.
Archery increase, let's go.
Xenoblade Chronicles 3 is a huge world that feels like a road trip with friends, even when the story gets heavy. I love running across open fields and seeing giant landmarks in the distance, because the game actually lets you reach them. The maps are layered with shortcuts, hidden bosses, and little camp spots where the party talks and grows closer. Those camp chats are my favorite, since they make exploration feel personal, like you're building memories, not just grinding. Combat looks wild at first, but once it clicks, it becomes this smooth rhythm of positioning, arts, and timing. I also appreciate how the game rewards wandering with new classes and hero characters, so detours matter. When I want an open world that mixes big scenery with big feelings, this one always pulls me in. Handheld makes it easy. Immortals: FENYX Rising feels like a playful cousin to the big epic open worlds, and that is why I keep coming back. The map is packed with puzzles, vault challenges, and goofy myth moments that break up the fights. I like how you can spot a puzzle from far away, glide over, and solve it in a few minutes, then move on without feeling stuck. The combat is snappy and flashy, with lots of dodges, air juggles, and special powers that make you feel strong fast. The writing is light, and the narration between the gods actually made me laugh more than once. Exploration is the real win, though. Every hill has a chest, a challenge, or some strange statue that wants your attention. If you want an open world that respects your time, this is an easy pick. Alright, that's my list of open world games I can happily vanish into. If you have one that always steals your time, drop it in the comments, because I am always looking for my next excuse to get lost.